All right, let's talk about bioclimatic architecture. Now, if you're an architecture student, listen up, because this isn't just some passing trend. It's truly one of the most fundamental ideas you're going to need to get your head around.
So let's kick things off with a pretty shocking number 40%. Yep, that's right. In developed countries, our buildings chew up about 40% of all the energy we use. And why? Well, it's mostly because we lean so heavily on machines, HVAC systems, to keep us warm or cool. That is a huge environmental footprint.
So, what do we do about that? I mean, it's a massive challenge for sure. But it's also this incredible opportunity for us as designers to be a real powerful part of the solution. Okay, so here's our game plan. We're going to look at where this idea even came from, its deep historical roots. Then we'll pin down what it means today, check out the toolkit architects actually use, see some amazing real-world examples, and wrap up with why this whole approach is pretty much the future of architecture. Right, first things first, let's be clear. Designing with the climate, this is not some new trendy thing. Not at all. It's a fundamental truth of building that, honestly, we've known about for thousands of years. I mean, we're talking way back, like 1st century BC. The Roman architect Vitruvius, he spelled it out plain as day. He basically said, look, you can't just plop the same house down in Egypt that you would in Rome. It makes no sense. The local climate has to shape the design. And this quote right here, this is the seed. This is where it all starts. The idea that truly great architecture belongs to its place, that it's rooted there, that's the absolute core of bioclimatic design. Okay, now let's jump forward in time, a long way forward, to the 20th century. This is Victor Olgyay, and what he did was incredible. He took all that ancient intuitive wisdom and basically turned it into a modern science. His work gave us a real, systematic, data-backed way to design with climate. So we have this ancient idea, and then this modern scientific update. But what does that actually mean for us today? What is bioclimatic architecture? Well, at its heart, it's a design approach with two main goals that go hand in hand. First, you want to create spaces that are genuinely healthy and comfortable for people to be in. And second, you want to slash the building's environmental impact, mainly by cutting way, way down on the energy it needs to run. And this diagram from Olgyay, it's perfect. It shows you that this is so much more than just thinking about the weather. It's this holistic thing right at the intersection of us, our biology, the climate, the technology we have, and of course, the actual architectural design. Okay, that's the big idea. But how does it actually work in practice? Let's get into the toolkit, the actual passive strategies that architects use. The first step is actually pretty brilliant. Work with the heat you've already got for free. I'm talking about the heat coming off people's bodies, the heat from equipment like computers and lights, and the big one, of course, the passive heat you can get just from the sun shining. So you capture all this free heat. Great. Now what? Well, the next absolutely crucial step is to keep it, and you do that by creating what we call a high-performance building envelope. Think super insulation, making the building really airtight so there are no drafts, and getting rid of thermal bridges. Those are basically little highways for heat to escape right through the structure. And this is one of the most elegant parts of the whole thing. It's about being smart with the sun. You design the building to welcome that low winter sun, let it pour in and warm the place up naturally. But you also design overhangs and shading to block the high, hot summer sun, which keeps the inside cool without needing air conditioning. It's so simple and so effective. Now, of course, these basic ideas get tweaked depending on where you are, right? In a cold climate, you might make the building form really compact to reduce the surface area and save heat. But in a hot, dry climate, you might do the opposite, using thick, heavy walls, what we call thermal mass, that soak up the sun's heat all day and then slowly release it at night, keeping things comfortable. Okay, enough with the diagrams. Let's see how these ideas actually come to life in some really inspiring real-world buildings. And you see it everywhere, from these old traditional stone houses in Portugal to these incredible modern schools in Burkina Faso by the architect Francis Carré. It's the exact same timeless idea at play, using heavy local materials, that thermal mass we talked about, to naturally regulate the temperature inside. Check this out. This is a sketch by the Pritzker Prize winner Glenn Murcutt, and it gives you a peek right into his brain.
You can literally see how he's using the path of the sun during summer and winter to create the shape of the roof. It's a perfect, beautiful example of climate-generating form. And a drawing like this, a building section, this is where you see it all click into place. It shows how everything works together. You've got the thermal mass in the walls, you have a clear path for air to move through for natural ventilation, and you have that careful control of the sun. It's all working together like a finely tuned machine in one single elegant design. So, bringing this all home, what are the big takeaways for you, the next generation of architects? Here's the bottom line. All these strategies, controlling the sun, using thermal mass, letting air move naturally, using local materials. This is your fundamental toolkit. This is how you create buildings that aren't just sustainable, but are also just plain wonderful to be in. You know, even the great modernist himself, Le Corbusier, he kind of admitted it late in his life. He said that the best inspiration doesn't come from forcing some universal style onto a place, but from actually listening to the environment. His words were, "Life is right and the architect is wrong." And that's the thing. Ultimately, this isn't just about saving energy, as important as that is. It's about connecting architecture back to its roots, back to its culture, back to its environment. It's about creating buildings that feel like they truly belong right where they are. So, I'll leave you with a final thought to chew on as you start to shape the future of our world. Maybe, just maybe, the most innovative building, the most futuristic building, isn't the one that looks like a spaceship that just landed. Maybe it's the one that belongs so deeply and so truly to its place.